Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our daily word this morning. I'm glad you could join me again on our continued journey through the daily word and what it means for us and how we continue to apply it to our lives. So we are continuing through this journey through the season of Lent together. A reminder that tomorrow night is our Lent Wednesday night. Join us at 6 o'clock for a meal and then our study meeting Jesus around the table. So hopefully you'll join us for that as we continue that journey together as well. So this morning it is daily word number 691, and just a reminder that on Thursday is the 3-year anniversary of our daily word, and so I hope you'll join me that day as we just commemorate and remember where we were 3 years ago as we began this journey together. You're always welcome to join me in person if you wish. Don't have to, no pressure to do that, but you're certainly welcome to do that on Thursday. So today I've chosen for scripture from the book of Ruth, chapter 1, some excerpts from verses 11 through 16. Not the whole thing, but just some excerpts. And we hear this. Naomi said, "Turn back, my daughters. Why will you go with me?" Orpah kissed her mother-in-law Ruth, but Ruth clung to her. "Do not press me to leave you, to turn back from following you. Where you go, I will go." I'm going to start over and read it again a little better. Naomi said, "Turn back, my daughters. Why will you go with me?" Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clung to her. "Do not press me to leave you, or to turn back from following you. Where you go, I will go." Ruth and her mother-in-law Naomi they were in the midst of this tough conversation, right? A tough conversation. Their lives had been turned upside down. To say they were going through a rough time in their life would be an understatement. If you know the story well, they had experienced a series of losses, and it probably made sense, for them to part ways, because together it'd be hard to survive. The plea from Ruth to her mother-in-law is a radical plea. But back to Bethlehem they go, where things will continue to be desperate for them. This interesting conversation that we get to overhear. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go. Interesting. These women, in the midst of the series of losses in their life, when it seemed they couldn't go forward anymore, and what made sense was for them to part ways to simply survive. It turned out that in these moments in their lives, they survived, they thrived, they found life again. Why? Because they clung to each other. Don't press me to leave you. Where you go, I will go. And it seems to me, in our culture, we sometimes get caught in this idea that we are radical individualists, that we can just pull ourselves up and we can just have a strong backbone and we can just do whatever we need to do and survive whatever it is that we need to survive on our own. But I think what's important in our culture, I know for you all, most of us have circles, right? Sometimes I think my circle is really small. Extremely small, maybe one person small, but we all have circles, and I think no matter who we are or where we are, for us in life we need a Ruth circle. People who have our back, people that we can cling to. What's our circle? For me, of course, because it's where I live my life, it's church, of course, and it's when we gather on Wednesday nights or Sunday morning or on mission trip or doing a project together, whatever it is. We have this circle. It's our 3-year everyday gathering in front of a screen, whether it be a computer screen or a phone screen or listening as we drive. We are this circle, and we all need that in life. We need someone to say to us, where you go, I've got you. Don't press me to leave you, I've got your back. And I think for us, in our culture where we are, and in all the difficulties and the things that seek to push us away from each other, because things do that. I think it happens a lot, more than we even know probably. We need to adopt this attitude of Ruth and Naomi. Thinking about this idea of what it means to cling together, of what it means to say to each other, where you go, I'll go. Don't press me to leave you, to turn back from following you. And I think it's deeper than and more than you and me, because sometimes, not always, but sometimes I think I have it figured out, but I think it extends beyond in our culture. Who around us, who do we meet every day in life that even for a brief moment, in a store, in a restaurant, in a conversation, on the street, wherever it is, at work, who is it, even in the briefest of moments, that needs us to be in their circle, that needs us to have their back? Who is it that we encounter? Because I think that's when we are followers, when we're disciples, when we're people of God, that's what we're really called to, and that's what this story really demands of us. And it's what Christianity, followers of Christ, people of the way, demands of us. Circles, be in a circle that stands by each other, to give each other, to have each other's back, to be that Ruth circle, if you will. And so I would hope that you and I might take from this the idea that we should look closely at the people around us. Who needs us to have their back, even for a moment, to give them a sense of hope? And if we were to do that, then we would really live out the call radically to be God's people. And I really think that's what God calls us to. So that's our word for today. Thanks for joining me as we continue this journey together. I hope you will join me tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock and then tomorrow night at 6 o'clock as we begin and continue our journey through our Lent Wednesday nights. Know of God's love that surrounds you. Know of my love for you as well. And have a great day.